And we're now getting some more inputs on the story. Family of Alex Preti, the 37-year-old who was shot dead in Minneapolis, have released a statement, and I will quote the statement. The sickening lies told about our son by the administration are reprehensible and disgusting. Alex is clearly not holding a gun when attacked by Donald Trump's murdering and cowardly immigration thugs. This is the statement released by the family of Alex Preti, who was shot dead by the immigration agents in Minneapolis on Saturday. They have released this statement in which they are claiming that he was not armed as what is being claimed by the Fed officers.
The suspect also had 2 loaded magazines and no accessible ID. This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. Then, about 200 rioters arrived at the scene and began to obstruct and assault law enforcement. Crowd control measures have been deployed for the safety of the public and law enforcement.
So on one hand, the Fed officers claim that Alex was armed. He had 2 loaded magazines, and that was the reason why they had to shoot him. On the other hand, the family of Alex Preti have released a statement in which they clearly claim that these claims by the administration against their son are disgusting and reprehensible, and Alex is clearly not holding a gun when attacked by Trump's murdering and cowardly immigration thugs. This is what is being said by the family of Alex, who have refuted and dismissed the allegations of the immigration officers. Immigration officers, remember, claimed that Alex was armed. He had 2 loaded magazines. On the other hand, the family claims that he was not armed. He was not holding a gun when he was attacked by the immigration agents. So yet another shooting case being reported from Minneapolis, where another protester has been shot dead by the immigration agents. And now there are protests on the streets of the United States against the immigration agents as well as against Donald Trump as well, because Donald Trump is clearly backing the immigration officers. And as my colleague Rohit Sharma was pointing out, that there will be no course of change in the action despite these protests, despite the widespread protests slamming Donald Trump and the immigration officers.
How many times must local and national leaders must plead with you, Donald Trump, to end this operation and recognize that this is not creating safety in our city? As you'll hear from Director Sayer in just a second, we have seen these kinds of operations in other places, in other countries, but not here in America. Not in a way where a great American city is being invaded by its own federal government. I'm done being told that our community members are responsible for the vitriol in our streets. I'm done being told that our local elected officials are solely responsible for turning down the temperature.
And India Today Global's Pranay Upadhyay is now joining us with more details on this. Pranay, there are 2 versions. On one hand, Fed officers are claiming that Alex was armed. He had 2 loaded magazines. On the other hand, the family has now released a statement saying that Alex was clearly not armed. He was not holding a gun when he was shot dead.
Absolutely, Angie. And these conflicting informations and statements are making the picture more hazy. But what is happening in Minnesota, in the province of Minnesota, and especially in the state of Minneapolis, is clearly showing that how people are coming on street, how people are protesting, and in fact defying the freezing temperature of minus 20 degrees Celsius. People are still on street protesting the ICE enforcement. So definitely there is a political, movement. There is a political motivation as well. You heard Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, clearly asking U.S. President Donald Trump to withdraw the ICE enforcement, because we know that how President Donald Trump is making, he has been stating about the state of Minnesota as well, where a large number of Somalian immigrants are there. And for some time, this issue has been going on in Minnesota, and we have seen that how ICE officers shot a young woman, a 37-year-old Rene Good, and after that these protests intensified, and since then these protesters are still on street. There are many instances of confrontation, and still the ICE officers are on their duty, and they are enforcing and in fact finding out the illegal immigrants and enforcing the federal orders. So clearly this is creating a tension and problem, because in case of Rene Good also we have seen and we have heard conflicting statement. Then the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, and ICE enforcement came out and said that actually she weaponized her vehicle and tried hitting the ICE officers who eventually shot her in self-defense. Here also, it was the same argument was put forth by the ICE and the Department of Homeland Security that the person concerned who was being arrested, and he was wanted for his immigration related queries and his illegal immigration status. He was carrying a weapon, and he actually the officers shot him only in self-defense because he was defying and he was not cooperating with the law enforcement officer. So clearly, this is becoming an issue. This is the second incident. There has been, some other cases as well where the ICE officers tried enforcing, and people are being, being turned against ICE. So there is a turning. There is the President Donald Trump and his administration is saying that the local officials, the local elected people, and the democratic leaders of Minnesota are turning people as rebel rousers against the federal order.
All right, Pranay, thank you for those details. So there are two conflicting versions coming to the fore. On one hand, the Fed officers claim that Alex was armed. He had two loaded magazines, and that was the reason why they had to shoot him. On the other hand, Alex's family has now released a statement saying and dismissing, in fact, the allegations by the immigration agents and claiming that Alex was not armed. He was not holding a gun when he was shot dead by the immigration agents.